Hey, this is Karila with Metal Life magazine. I am here today on the phone with Eric Wagner from none other than The Skull. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm really good. It's a real pleasure to talk to you because it's really cool when I hear you talk. I feel like you should have the singing voice of David Gold from What's a Vipre, but really in the album, your voice has such an amazing mid-range. It projects so profoundly on the album. So it's just kind of something that I absolutely love about your voice, if I can say so.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
So let's talk about what an amazing career The Skull has been having since its beginning, but you're no stranger to music. There's a lot of bands now that are coming up on their 20, 25th, 30-year anniversaries in the past couple of years. So I wanted to know if there's a sense of solidarity that you have. Do you find you kind of share that with other metal musicians as well?
You know, when we run across other guys, you know, the Vitus guys, Pentagram, you know, that have been kind of with us too all these years. You know, I don't know if we really talk about that, but it is kind of when we see them again, see each other again. You know, it's like we've been talking the whole time. You know, like I said, we don't see each other a lot, but when we do, it's like old times. You know.
So I'm loving these photos that are coming out for the press release for The Skull's album. And I think it's interesting because doom metal isn't exactly the first genre you think about when you picture a heavy metal band that has aesthetics. Like, obviously you think of a badass metal band that, is in all black and denim or leather or whatever. But I really find that you and your band have a very cohesive aesthetic, a very cohesive appearance. Is it important to you that you and your band have a very uniform image that starts with what you wear on stage?
We don't really talk. We don't talk about it. I mean, we are who we are, and we've even since the beginning, even with trouble and stuff, we never, try. We didn't wear even back in the '80s. We didn't wear the leathers and the chains and all that crap. We were just being ourselves.
But there's definitely something about your image in particular, Eric, with the sunglasses and the suit that you wear that I think it sends a message. Also, at the same time, I don't really know of doom metal bands who quite have that very direct aesthetic appearance, and I think it's very powerful.
I can't wear those T-shirts, like the big Kiss T-shirts where you can see me walking from a mile away. I can't do that anymore. It's weird to me, but like I said, I think the main thing is we're just being ourselves.
Right.
It's not on purpose.
Well, it sure looks like it, and I always think like that purposeful image really brings an overall cohesion to your music. So whether you're doing it directly or not, you're definitely doing something right.
Well, it's about time then.
I'm curious, what's the longest you've gone without writing a song?
I don't know. I mean, usually it takes a while to write an album and stuff, and when I'm done, is usually when I kind of have to take a break because my mind is empty. So then, well, actually, when I left Trouble in '95, I did my own record in '96, '97, or whatever. I kind of ran away from it for 5 years, so. Well, when he called me, they wanted me to do that. I'm like, okay. I sat in front of listening to that song with a blank piece of paper for a couple of weeks. I thought I couldn't, then all of a sudden this song came, and I'm like, it made me feel better, that's for sure. And, and then we just kept on going, and Kiss had made up with Trouble and did another Trouble record. But
right.
Sometimes it takes me a while because, the songs that I write are real to me.
Uh-huh.
How I feel, what I see, all those things. So when I'm done writing a record, it's time for the next chapter in a way. So I have to live for a while to be able to start thinking again what I want to say.
I I think that's a really unique ability that you have, is this kind of sense of control that you can go for 5 years without writing a song, and if that's how long it takes for you to get an inspiration that's really true to what you're feeling, I think that's quite a disciplined sense of control. But it's something that can only come naturally, and it's very unique to you.
Well, right now at the moment, I'm kind of like taking a break from writing a little bit because I just did 2 records in a row, and it took 5 years probably. You know, I did the Blackfinger record. I was writing that for a couple of years, recording it, and then we kind of went right into doing the Skull record, which took about a year or 2 to write all the lyrics and stuff. So I've been in the studio writing, recording in the studio and all that for probably the last 5 years. So
now, in making music for the Skull, you're obviously coming from a different place than you did when you first started it, because I think the spirit and sound of the Skull is also coming to its own. I mean, yes, it is sort of reflective of your work and experience in Trouble, but I think there are some new thoughts and ideas that are coming out of this record that really make this pop. Would you agree that there were some new thoughts and ideas that came out of writing for the Skull that didn't necessarily govern your mind during your days in Trouble?
All the records that I've done so far is how I felt or who I was in that particular moment in time. Now I'm just talking about lyrics and stuff, but you know, musically you'd have to talk to them guys. But it's always been different, and now it's 2014, and I was really excited about this record, doing it and everything, and when the music started coming in, the riffs and stuff to me to write lyrics to and stuff, I was all excited. I thought it was like, you know, the best stuff I've done in a long time, actually, you know.
Wow.
It's not to take anything away from the other records or anything,
right.
But it was kind of it was new and exciting, and you know, I had a great time. I locked myself in a room for a year, and just with like the opening song trapped inside my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people always like say about me in Trouble and the guitar player Bruce and Brick and everything, but Ole and Ron had a lot to do with who we were too.
Absolutely.
You know, you need everyone. And sure, you know, maybe I wrote the lyrics or Bruce wrote most of the songs and stuff, but to make that sound and to make that song happen and sound the way it did in those records, Ole and Ron had a lot to do with it also.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we're a band and stuff, and I think this record proves that. You know, also they're a great rhythm section, and they rocked on this record. We can't help that it sounds, that it reminds people a little bit of Trouble.
Right.
I mean, after all, we were in that band.
Yeah.
You know, and I do think it's different. I do think we're the Skull. You know, and that's what's cool about it. You know, we didn't go out to try to make a Trouble record. We just wanted to be the Skull.
Now, to wrap it up, I want to talk about your tour dates that are coming up. Right smack before the holiday season, you're going to the northeastern parts of the U.S., December 11th through the 20th. That's going to be a lot of fun, trudging through all that snow, huh?
You know, I don't know. I mean, it'll be fun, you know. I mean, we're going out. We don't see each other a lot sometimes because some people live in other places, so we wanted to, some of these cities that we're playing right now, never seen us, and we've been doing like a lot of the Psalm 9 record
Right.
For the 30th anniversary and everything, and a lot of these cities hasn't seen us with Ole yet. So we're trying to hit those marks right now, and you know, in the new year we'll probably be hitting some more stuff to go down. We want to do it go out to the West Coast, and we'll probably go down to Texas and that way, so we can hit all the markets, you know, and I'm sure we'll be going to Europe too in April, I believe. You know, we just got back from Europe in October, and we figure we'd finish out the year and do some Psalm 9 stuff like in Baltimore, in Cleveland,
That's
and we're going to have a break here for the holidays until April, so we've already started writing some new stuff, so we're probably going to be working on some new music and stuff, and, maybe get into the studio next fall for our second record.
Oh, Eric, I've always loved it. I think your fans love your eager spirit and how eager you are to get music out into the world. For our Northeastern fans, please be sure to check out the Skulls tour dates. These guys are ready to kick your asses, and if you haven't picked up this record, I definitely recommend you do so. Eric, thank you so much for joining us here on Metal Life, and have a good holiday season. We'll see you on the West Coast.
Yeah.